So Chainlink 1 Kaleido Heart, Chainlink 2 Rhino Heart, Chainlink 3 Imcity, Chainlink 4 Harpy. Hello and welcome to the video. Today we'll look at a replay from current format, high rated DB. Here we see 499 against Qin Shi Huang. So without further introduction, let's jump straight into replay. Here we see Qin Shi Huang winning their RPS, that means they can decide to go first. And in the opening hand we see Diviner, Saravis, called by Diviner, Nibiru. Here we have Sark, Merly, Rhinoheart, Trivikama and Talents. Not the greatest hand for both players because Voiceless Voice has 2 normal summons, Tearlaments 2. Also here we have Trivikama. But Trivikama with the Sark actually works unless the opponent destroys the Sark before we can discard the Trivikama. So Voices starting with the Diviner. Dumping the Trias. Then Trias tribute Diviner. Diviner to summon out the Low. Now Low plays the Barrier. Barrier search Saphira. Then discard Saphira. Search the Skull Guardian. Dump the Prayer. Now Ritual summon the Skull Guardian. Then Low 1, Skull Guardian 2. Search another Low, and then Low to summon itself. So called by a pretty decent non-engine against Tear. Let's see if Tear is able to break this board. So drawing into Sharon, then immediately starting off with the Sark. Then activation is fine. Now Tear immediately starting with the Sark, discarding the Trivikama, which is actually huge, because we are able to convert the brick in our hand into a useful search. So dumping the Imcity, then summon Imcity. Now Imcity is actually a huge threat against the Voices board. Now Trivikama to search. He decides to allow that, and then we go Scream. Probably better to grab the Scream here because we have already Sharon in the hand, which would be one of the main planet search targets. Now Scream 1, Rhinoheart 2. Pretty interesting sequencing. Usually you would go Rhinoheart 1 and then Scream 2 to adapt your Rhinoheart Foolish depending on the mill 3 from Scream. But in this case 4 might have a plan to debuff the Skull Guardian, and then we could use the Sharon to attack over the Skull Guardian after we got rid of the Low and debuff the Skull Guardian with the Scream. So dumping the Tear Cache and then milling 3 from Scream, milling the Beast. So the Beast draw could help the Tear player to extend. Yeah, draw 1, mill 2. Drawing into Scream, which is kinda useless, but we have the Sark to discard the Scream. And then we mill into Squamata Salik. Yeah, these mill 2 are actually pretty strong. Now Tear can extend even more, searching the Tear Cache, dumping the Hollow. And now Hollow can mill 3. Mills double Rhinoheart, Foolish but really good. Now Rhino. Just Rhino. And he decides to hit the Rhino with the Skull Guardian. Then after Skull Guardian negate, Sark, discarding the Scream, sending the Harpy. Now Voiceless could use the called by here to get rid of the Harpy for the rest of the game, and this is usually a one-off. Also we remove the Tear player from having access to Zombie Vampire. Now summoning the Harpy, and now Harpy is on the board, which actually threatens to add back one of the cards in the graveyard if the Voiceless Voice player gets rid of cards from the Tear board. Then Talents, ripping the Nibiru, and Voices deciding to admit defeat, which is fair because Nibiru was the remaining interruption with the highest impact. Also Tear only performed 3 summons so far, so Nib was dead, we can't chain the Nibiru, and then Tear was threatening to remove the entire board and make a board on their own. Yeah. Tear winning game 1, now game 2, and Voices Voice decides to go first again. In the opening hand we have Skull Guardian, Diviner, Barrier, Skull Guardian, Drawl. Here we have Grief, Sharon, Trivikama, Keldo and Sark. So slightly better hand for both players. So Drawl kinda strong because Tear might need to search in order to break the board. Now Diviner, dumping Trias, and tries to tribute Diviner. Diviner summon out Low. Low to place the Radiance. Then activate Barrier from the hand, search Saphira, Saphira discard, search the Skull Guardian, search Sauravis because we already have the Skull Guardian in the hand, and then dump the Prayer. Now summoning the Skull Guardian, and then Low 1, Guardian 2, add another copy of Low, and Low to summon out. And then Radiance to shuffle back the Guardian from the hand, to summon out the Sage. Now toppling into Im City, which is really nice because we have 2 ways to get rid of the Trivi Karma. So starting with the Im City, discarding the Trivi Karma. And now it's not the greatest spot to Ash anymore because we have still the Trivi Karma for another search. So searching the Sark and then toppling into Harpy. Gets hit with the draw, but here player can just chain the Trivi Karma and search the Scream because we have the Grief already in the hand. And searching Planet under draw wouldn't make any sense here. I really like Grief in here because it's a searchable extender by Trivi Karma if we get hit with draw and we already have the Scream in the hand. Anyways, starting with the Sark and then summoning Im City. Now Sark to dump the Harpy to send another Im City. Now Voices has to make a decision. Voices had the opportunity to get rid of the Sark with the Skull Guardian negate, but then we are left with not that many interruptions against still 5 cards in the hand. And even if Voices decides to get rid of the Sark, he has the second Sark in the hand already. Now Scream. Then Sage, bounce back to hand, summons Zoravis. I think we should have done this earlier, then we would have the opportunity to negate the Harpy with the Zoravis. Now Sharon. Discarding the Keldo, and Keldo beats the Prayer in the grave. Milling Salik Havness Scream, which is nice, but we underdraw, so only Havness can do something here. So Havness 1, Scream 2. Milling Draw and double Rhino Heart. Whoa, foe is having really nice mills so far. Now we can use the Rhino Heart to go into Kaleido. Yeah, probably going into Kaleido Heart. Using the Sharon on the board. Now Rhino Heart 1, Kaleido Heart 2, trying to spin back the Radiance. And Voices has to think, decides to chain the Radiance, decides to get rid of Kaleido and Scream. Oh, I think it's absolutely wrong to hit the Kaleido with the Radiance. Bruh. Now Kaleido can just come back and we trigger the Horrors cards in a new chain. So chaining 1 Kaleido Heart, chaining 2 Rhino Heart, chaining 3 Im City, chaining 4 Harpy. So Harpy adds back the Grief and the Salik. Rhino Heart dumps the Tear Cache. And then Kaleido Heart. So with Rhino Heart und Kaleido Heart we dump Sharon and Tear Cache. Tear Cache milled the Planet and Modora. And now we fuse into Mud Dragon. Now Battle Phase. Harpy can attack over low. Kaleido Heart Kaleido can attack over Zoravis. Im City can get rid of the Trias. What? Deciding to go main phase 2. In the battle phase we had Modora shuffling back the Prayer. And then Skull Guardian is debuffed by the Scream. Scream already resolved and debuffed the Skull Guardian. I'm pretty sure Scream resolved. Let's check it in the log. So 9:55. So yeah, Scream milled Roll and double Rhino. That means Scream resolve, debuff the Skull Guardian, and Mud Dragon had the opportunity to attack over the Skull Guardian. Obviously after we shuffle back the Prayer. Then main phase 2. Bahamut into Toad. Then shuffling back the Prayer. And Voiceless Voice admits defeat, which is fair because I don't see any line how Voiceless Voice could break the spot. Right now we have Kaleido Heart, we have Salik, we have Toad, we have Grief to extend even more, and we have the Horrors to add back and send cards from the opponent. So yeah, pretty clean 2-0 by Tier, really well played by 4, but to be honest he had also great mills in both games. Would be interested how he played this out with slightly worse mills, especially with the Grief, because Grief gives you lots of different opportunities. Yeah, that was the replay, I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next video.